Welcome to the Letting Go live stream. It is our Course in Miracles series where we use the Course in Miracles lessons as a topic for letting go. And this morning, our topic is I will step back and let him lead the way. God is but love, and therefore so am I. I walk with God in perfect holiness. Now, why are we doing a Course in Miracles? Why are we letting go? Because we haven't fully been released yet. So like right now, I just had something occur. I witnessed something. It kicked up some feelings. And so I'm feeling some feelings right now that are other than like love. And so to pretend that I've already mastered this, or that there's no more feelings that are coming up that are obscuring my vision of letting the vision of Christ be all I see, or that I'm completely out of this illusion, that would be denial, and then I won't allow up more of these feelings. So how am I not aware that I'm walking with God? How am I not aware that I'm walking with the Christ? Feelings, and all of these thoughts that I make up, all of these illusions, and then I start to buy into more and more of the illusion, reinforce it, and then I get stuck. So I need God's help. I need God's help to allow myself to go free, to come back to what I really am. And that's what these lessons do every single day. Just another opportunity to step back and let him lead the way, to recognize God is but love, and therefore so am I. So today, who do you walk with? Who do you walk with, despite all appearances that the ego would latch onto and decide that that's what's going on here, and you walk with enemies, and there's dangers out there, and you deny love, or I deny love, and I say that fear is the friend and that love is the enemy. Who am I walking with? Am I walking with fear and making enemies, or am I walking in love and seeing the Christ in all? It's just a choice. And until I'm ready to really fully embrace that this world I've been seeing with my physical eyes and perceiving with my physical senses isn't what is actually going on, I got some letting go to do. And so that's what we'll do today. We're going to let go of anything obscuring the truth of what we are. God is but love, and therefore so are you. God is but love, and therefore so am I. Let's begin. God is but love, and therefore so am I. God is but love, and therefore so are you. I will step back and let him lead the way. I will step back and let him lead the way. Who walks with me? Who walks with me? Who have I been following? Have I been running out ahead of God, ahead of the Christ, saying I'm leading the way as my ego, as that perpetuator of illusion? Have I been trying to run out ahead of it? Oh, yes, I have. Oh, yes, I have. So what would have me try and get out ahead of God, of the Christ? Where am I thinking God doesn't have this? God doesn't have the path for me. God isn't taking care of me and leading me. All over the place. So picking one of those situations, any situation, it'll probably come to mind where you need to do it as an ego. Gotta power through it on your own. I've got one. Do you have one? And could you allow this feeling behind the perceptions of the physical senses, behind that situation, that person, and its perception, and wanting to do something about it, wanting to change it? Could you feel it? Could you welcome it? Could you welcome this feeling and ignore the thoughts? This is the tricky part. Could you ignore the thoughts about what it seems to be about? And could you feel that feeling? Welcome that feeling up. My mind wants to go and look at this person and talk about the situation. Could I come back to this feeling? Could I let it be just a feeling and could I welcome it? Could I welcome this feeling that's having me ignore who walks with me? And could I let that go? Could you let go of this feeling and any misperception? And the answer could be yes, the answer could be no. No, I'm going to do it on my own. Yes, I'll let go and let him lead the way. Would you let go of this feeling? It's your choice. You never have to. You'll never be forced to let him lead the way or to stop trying to do it all on your own, like that's possible. When could you let go? Hmm. And let him lead the way. Oh, and maybe later, maybe never, maybe now. God is but love, and therefore so am I. I will step back and let him lead the way. But no, no. My mind goes and says, I'm going to make the plans. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to do it. I'll see you later, God. Bye. Oh, so what's a situation where you haven't stepped back and let him show you what to do? Where you've been attempting to handle things apart from God, using force instead of power. A child lost, run away from his father. Oh, you know us kids, we all know it better than our parents, don't we? And so, could you allow that feeling behind whatever the perceptions have been of that situation, all the thinking about what to do about it, how to handle it, imagining what's going on, and that I know, I know. And could you go behind all of the mind stories and scenes and allow this feeling up? For me, it's a big feeling of pride. Oh, there's a cloud of pride over all of this, but it could be anything for you. It could be fear, could be guilt, be anger. It's just a feeling. Could you let that feeling come up? And could you feel it more? How much more of this feeling is having you walk alone? And it's okay without making right or wrong of the feeling. It's just a feeling. Could you allow that feeling to be there? Really allow it, however much is there, wherever it seems to be hanging out. Could you just let that feeling be there? Oof. What are we doing? We're shining light upon this feeling. And what happens when darkness meets the light? The darkness disappears. Could you just keep feeling this feeling shining upon it, letting it be there, nothing to fight? It'll disappear if I allow it to, if I let this feeling come up and move. And is releasing this an option? Am I willing to let go of my pride or whatever this feeling is that would have me walking alone so I could follow him, let him lead the way? Could you release this feeling? Would you release this feeling? Step back and let him lead the way. And yes or no is fine. Honesty brings us into courage, into truth. Don't need to deny anything. Just bring it to light. Notice it. When could you release? Now there's no rush. It takes what it takes. Like I can feel this feeling. I'm still holding on to it. Oh, there's still some more. Well, this is just some more. Turns out I've been carrying a lot of pride. A lot of I know it's my way. My way is right. God, your way, that might not work. Oh boy. And so just coming to allowing this feeling to continue to run as it does. But the truth is just it's always there. It's waiting for me to shine my light on this cloud and let it go. God is but love, and therefore so am I. I will step back and let him lead the way. And what are these ideas good for? Bringing up anything other than allowing these ideas. Bring up all the feelings. So where have you not stepped back and let him lead the way? Where have you not let yourself walk in love with him? For me, that's a situation with a friend where we seem to be at odds. And I know I'm right. I know he's wrong. He knows he's right. He knows I'm wrong. And so we can't see anything true. So, whatever that situation is for you, could you notice how it feels? How does it feel behind that story and trying to walk at it alone? How does it feel to not let go? And could you allow yourself to hold on to that feeling? Let it be there, nothing to hide from or deny. Could you embrace that feeling? Welcome it. Could you allow that feeling to be there? And just doing that, you might notice it start to lighten. It's resistance that keeps the feeling stuck. Just allowing the feeling, you may even notice it go or shift into a different feeling. Could you just notice what's happening with the feeling? Watch it, feel it. And could you surrender this feeling, this situation, turn it over? Step back and let him lead the way. Are you willing to surrender this feeling, this situation, this person, whatever's happening? Turn it over to Him. Let Him lead the way. When could you? And just letting that come up. Anything that's left. If there's still some of that feeling, I've still got, it's a lot lighter, but I can still feel that feeling. So you can always just keep allowing that feeling to run. You don't have to worry about the sounds coming out of this mouth. This is your time to let go of what's blinding you from who you walk with, the power of love. And it's not always easy, but it's always worth it when finally the cloud moves on, dissipates. God is but love, and therefore so am I. Okay, so I know what's there on the other side of this feeling if I can just let it up and let it go. God is but love, and therefore so am I. A loving presence in the world of illusion. I walk with God in perfect holiness. And gosh, how many times does it seem like I'm walking alone? How many times have I bought into me being separate from God? Or even making God some kind of an enemy. Oh, yes, we all do it. It's okay. And no need to stack guilt on this. Could you just notice the feeling that would obscure who you walk with? That insistence upon, I'm alone here, or making an enemy out of a friend, as I've been doing today. Yeah, I know. I fought with my parents for a long time. And how does that feel? And could you allow that feeling? Could you just let it come up? And could you let it be just a feeling and maybe just let the thoughts scroll by without clicking on them and subscribing to this feeling? Could you just feel this feeling and ignore the thoughts just for now? Just allowing a cloud to pass. And just sitting with a feeling, just for now, maybe floating in that cloud. Oh, you try and fight with a cloud, it's not very effective. But you just float with the cloud of that feeling. And could you release? If the feeling goes, it goes. If it stays, it stays. Just releasing. Would you release? If you could, let this cloud dissipate and see that you walk with God in perfect holiness. When could you release? and walk with God in perfect holiness. When you see who you walk with, when you know, there will be no fear, there will be no pride, there will be no guilt. Those are the stranger here. Those feelings are not at home with you. It's okay. Could you just allow yourself to do some house cleaning? God is but love, and therefore so am I. Oh, that's what I really am. I walk with God in perfect holiness. Oh, that's what's really going on. And so what have I been carrying around that is other than love? What have I been walking with other than God in perfect holiness? And could that be okay? Could I allow myself to experience that? Could you allow yourself to experience that, to notice what's been in your house on the trail with you in your backpack other than perfect holiness and the presence of love of God? And just like if you have a whole lot in your backpack and what you're looking for is at the bottom, you might not see it when you first open it up. Could you let whatever's obscuring that, whatever that feeling is, could you open it up? Allow that feeling and just start going through what you've been carrying, what you thought you were walking with, and just beginning to set aside, allow to fall away anything other than this perfect holiness and your true companion, the presence of love, the presence of God. Just letting anything else come up, letting that feeling be there, nothing to fight. Fighting things makes them real. We literally create what we fight against. Could you just surrender? Could you be surrendering, allowing this feeling to just move through and pass? Letting it up more, letting it up more, shining a light on it more. What if it was just a feeling that was hiding because you weren't looking at it, weren't shining on it, weren't feeling it? Some darkness that had found some obscure corner you'd given it in your backpack. Could you allow that feeling? Could you let it up? And could you surrender? Just turn this feeling over, give it up. Then not need to carry it anymore. It's amazing. You know how much we can pack on a trip because we say we need this? Like it's important. We're imagining we're not going to be okay if we don't have it. Oh, yes. And we carry all this weight. I can't let this go. I can't not bring this. Well, could you surrender and find out? Would you surrender this feeling and find out if you will survive the journey without it? You might die. You might not. Just could you surrender anyway? The very idea of death shows that I don't know who I'm walking with and don't know what I am. Could you surrender? Turn this over and walk with God in perfect holiness. How do you surrender? You just let it happen. No longer trying to get ahead of it, control it, figure it out. Just surrendering. Some transitory feeling that's obscuring who's walking with you in perfect holiness. It's transitory if we let it be transitory. If we just let the feeling come up and let it move and let it do its thing and then let it go, it goes. But if we resist it, if we fight it, it stays stuck. And it's just a choice. I'm just coming to discover what I really am behind all these feelings. God is but love, and therefore so am I. I walk with God in perfect holiness. And why isn't it just one Course in Miracles lesson? Shouldn't it just be one? Or maybe it's known that my ego, this illusion, has a big hold on me, and it might take a while to let go of what I think I've been doing as my Savior, to allow my Savior to walk with me in perfect holiness. So what still have you been clinging to and walking with other than God in perfect holiness? What have you been imagining you are other than love? Could you allow this feeling you've been feeling or whatever comes up for you to come up? Just let it come up as best you can. What if it was just a feeling, not some monster to be resisted and fought, but just a feeling, just some energy? And trying to contain it keeps it stuck. Could you let the feeling happen? Any feeling, any energy, just let it happen. Let it come up. Let it move. And could you let go? No. Yes. Either way is fine. I just got to know. No, I'm right about this situation. Okay. Okay. Sure. Could you keep feeling it and keep letting it go or not letting it go? You can let yourself hold on. You can let yourself let go. It's just a choice. When could you let go of this feeling and walk with God in perfect holiness? Being love as God is. It takes what it takes. It takes what it takes. Mm. God is but love, and therefore so am I. I walk with God in perfect holiness. I will step back and let Him lead the way. Maybe today, maybe not, but I will. I will. And I need God's help. I ask for God's help because this feeling, it just seems like so much. Seems like so much, but I've found that every feeling runs out eventually if I let it. And what a great thing to just recognize what's blocking my vision, what I'm choosing to look at with physical eyes and physical senses, and obscuring the vision of Christ. Oh, what a gift. What a gift. I'm so grateful. This came up and I'll just feel it. I'll continue feeling it. Feel free to keep feeling anything that you've been feeling and continuing to look in the direction to value what is truly valuable, to not value what is valueless, to loose the world from all we thought it was and walk with God in perfect holiness. We have a function here and we are being given all the training to fulfill our function. That means you're going to have everything come up other than what your function is, other than what you are, to let go of it. It's just a choice. You're never forced. Will you let go and let him lead the way? Thanks so much for releasing this morning, and have the best day you can, walking in perfect holiness as the love of God. If you get there.